The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Boosting Client Loyalty. My name is Debbie Miller, and I'm going to be your host today. First, just to start, a couple of housekeeping items. Your speakers should be turned on so that you can hear me broadcast to you. However, the webinar is muted just so that we don't hear any background noise. And as you're listening today, if you have any questions or you have some comments, we would like to encourage you to post them on our Facebook page. We have the Facebook address up there for you. And if this is your first visit, I just want to give you a couple of key items here just to kind of tell you a little bit about who we are. We're the world leader in technology for salon and spa and academies as well. We focus on the beauty industry. We don't do, we're not in the, restaurant business or dry cleaners. That we focus in the beauty industry only. And we've got about 21 years of experience here. We are found in over 14,000 salons all over the world. We're a global company. And we're experts in a customizable technology for your salon. So in other words, every approach, every single installation that we do, it's very important for us to get to know your environment. Our intention with these webinars, if this is the first time you've actually been on a webinar with us, our intention here is to help provide you with information that impacts your core fundamentals of your business. So you'll find that these webinars are geared to one or multiple areas. So it could be attracting new business. It could be getting your business to come back or back more often, and that's what today is all about. Or even talking about, how do I get my clients to spend a little bit more? So today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be focusing on the core fundamental number 2, which basically is what's called retention, or how to keep clients loyal. We're going to look at why clients cheat, what are the best ways, most cost-effective ways for me to reward loyalty, and what do your clients really think of doing business with you? So in other words, do you have systems in place that allows you to communicate to your clients, but your clients to communicate to you as well? So the opposite of client loyalty, obviously, would be, a client cheating. And so that's the first area that I wanted to start in, really understanding or trying to get a better understanding of why do clients cheat. And it really all starts with when the consumer or the customer came into contact with either the product, your service, or maybe both. And so what happens is, based on a recent experience that the consumer had with you, right, they're going to start to measure. They're going to start to think back. They're going to start to review, how satisfied am I in doing business with you? And this could be influenced by an emotion. So the emotion could be based on, I love coming to your salon. I love the shampoo massage. I love the smell of the products. I just, I love the vibe, the music. I just love everything about coming to your business. Or, maybe it's a feeling that somebody has. So I'm so addicted to the way that you make me feel when I leave. Because when I leave, I know I look really good. You make me feel like a queen. Or it could be somebody with a complete different feeling, right? You didn't measure up, so maybe they're feeling like, I feel like you take advantage of my business. I feel like you take advantage of my loyalty. And basically, I feel like you don't even care. So depending on where you are, right, depending on how that client is feeling about doing recent business with you, the consumer starts to take into 3 other areas into consideration. So they first begin to look at, well, what does our relationship look like? Because this business is based on relationships. So they begin to ask, well, really, how strong is my relationship? And if it's a strong relationship, right, you can feel it. It's easy, it's fun, they fulfill your needs, you know, they're passionate, you're invested. You know, yes, things happen. I mean, we're only human, but you get over it. You get over it fast because you know deep down that person cares. And so again, depending on where you measure up with that client on that recent visit, the client could also be looking at alternatives. Well, the strength of our relationship is good, but you know, I kind of am wondering what's out there. Like, is the competition doing it better? What does the competition look like? You know, they always seem to have better prices over there. I wonder what that service is like. And then, again, based on the strength of the relationship and the recent experience that the client had with you, they could say, well, gee, you know, I wonder, so they start to feel different, right? I wonder if I stopped coming, would you even know? And then finally, the client also looks at, you know, recent episodes or recent events that have occurred, you know, and or have there been anything? Like it could be just a plain misunderstanding. It could be they accidentally were double booked. It could be you raised the price, you didn't tell them, they were caught off guard. It could be you know, you're running late, you kept them waiting for a long time. It could be you cut my hair too short, or my hair is too dark, or it's the wrong color. Something has happened. There's been an event that has caused the client to reevaluate 1 and 2. So let's look at a couple different episodes. What could happen, right? What causes clients to leave? And actually, Harvard Business School quite a while ago did a test with about 100,000 customers of the service and retail industry. And what they did was they asked the customers one question: why did they leave their last service provider? And it's really interesting in what the results were. 3% of the 100,000 people said, you know, I moved away. Like, I liked doing business with them. They, you know, they served me well. The prices were right. I was happy. But unfortunately, I was transferred, or I moved back home, or something. I moved across the country. And you really don't have any control of that. I thought it was interesting that it was only 3%. 9%, however, 9% of that 100,000 thought that, you know what, it was better down the street. Like, I looked and searched for alternatives, and I found them, and I'm happy I did. And they could be right, they could be wrong, but whatever they are, remember, that's their perception, so that's their reality. And 14% said, you know, I really enjoyed coming to your business, but the products that you're recommending, so I'm spending money on purchasing products, right? I'm spending money on buying services, and whatever it is that I'm receiving for my money, I'm not satisfied. So for whatever reason, it's not meeting or exceeding my expectations. Unfortunately, you know, some people will die, and you really don't have any control of that. 5% of that 100,000 that's going to leave you, they just, you know, they really feel they can't help it. They're obliged to someone else. So it could be, you know, I have a brother, and he's getting married, and she happens to be a cosmetologist, and she works at salon XYZ. So now, you know what, I got to go there. I prefer to come to you, trust me, but this is family, got to do what I got to do. And you really don't have control of that either. But what I thought was really interesting that came out of this study was that 68% of the thousands of customers said, you know what, I will not go back there, nor will I tell anyone else to go there, because while I was there, I felt an attitude of indifference. Yeah, they smiled. Yeah, they did a good job, but they really didn't care about me. I felt like I was just a check mark, another customer, another sale, you know, and personally, 68%, I was shocked. Because the thing is this is the relationship is the only thing that we have control over. So when you ask yourself the question, you know, why do my clients cheat on me? Why do my clients leave? You really got to dig a little bit deeper because you have more control over it than you think that you do. And what happens is, the relationship ends up being fractured because the consumer really feels they have apathy, like you don't care. You really don't care about me. I left you 6 months ago and you're just figuring it out now. Or it could be, due to a price change. I really feel for the prices that you're charging me, I'm not comfortable with that. But the thing is you didn't handle that situation very, smoothly. So again, that episode or that event occurred and it impacted our relationship. And the opposite of really, because what we're talking about is indifference. And the opposite of being indifferent is being different. And being different than, all those other salons that are down the street. And here's the thing. According to Style Seat, 91% of consumers are still searching for the one. So if I can't meet or exceed your expectations as a client, then I have a 68% chance that you're going to leave or cheat on me. And that to me is absolutely incredible because we can do something about that. So one of the reasons why they would leave you, or, if you were indifferent about their color or selling them retail, because you didn't see it or view it as necessary, right? You didn't view it like, I don't want to be pushy. A lot of stylists say this, I don't want to be pushy, so I'm not going to talk about retail. But the bottom line is the customer wants and needs it. So they're going to have to go somewhere else to get it. And the more I have to go somewhere else to be taken care of, the less I really need to come to you. So how do we go from being indifferent to different, right? Because that's the biggest way that you can course correct clients cheating on you. So in other words, what can we do that really demonstrates to our clients that we do care? The first little point that I have is all about collecting client information. And it really, you have to understand that this is where technology shines. So you want to collect as much data about the client as possible. So their correct name, what they like to be called, where they lived, how they want to be communicated, all that information. If we collect it and we add it into our technology, i.e. shortcuts, the harder shortcuts will work for us. So, one of the fundamentals in business is that, the more that I learn about people and the more that I track that information, the more ROI I'm going to get from my system. So I can actually get my system to work harder for me, but I've got to start putting that information in. The automated relevant marketing, we have an integrated email marketing platform that I'll talk about more. And, what's important here is when I say automated and relevant, it's sending the proper message at the proper time. In the chair consultations, talk about being, different from everybody else. In the chair consultations, have completely gone to a different level. We've put the client information card on the tablet, or you could even use it on the smartphone. And what this does is this allows the professional, the stylist, right, to enter the information on the fly, which is, because you're always running around the salon, right? But you could have a tablet with you, or you could even use your smartphone, and the data is secure. It doesn't go into your stylist's phone. It goes into your database in your salon. Or what I love is you could just hand the tablet to the client. So you could be doing their hair and they're filling everything in for you. You're telling them what to put in. The client profile card is one of the best tools that anybody trying to grow their business could ever use. And this, just from a personal point, I want to speak to this because I worked behind the chair for 31 years, and this tool changed my business. It tripled my productivity. Very few people choose to use it, but taking the time to print out, maybe, you call it a traveler. I mean, this client profile card has several different names, but, to be able to, on the fly, take notes about what the client is saying, or take notes about, some of the ideas that you're sharing, and write that down, and to do it in front of the consumer so that they see that you care. That's what being different is all about. And then as well, online booking, because, you've got to be able to, offer the client to have opportunity to access your business 24/7. I mean, over 50% of consumers today are booking their appointments online during the hours that you're closed. And personally, I rarely do business with a business that's not accessible 24 hours a day. I'm up at 3, 4 in the morning, and I watch QVC, and I shop on Amazon. So that's a big part of being different, So identifying why clients cheat on us and why they leave is valuable, because most of the time, like I said, there's something that we can do about it. But here's another question for you. What happens if they don't cheat? What happens if they stay? How do we treat them? How do we let clients know that we value their business? How do we still maintain a professional relationship, meaning like, love ya, love doing your hair, so glad you came back, love working with you, but bottom line is I run a business, which means that I value our clients, and I want to provide opportunities to clients who are loyal to me. So you're loyal to me. I will show it by giving you some really cool perks. And, in return, you can give me valuable feedback that I will recognize. So, we've got to stay contacted or connected to our clients before, during, and after their appointments. Today, savvy business owners know that you got to be digitally connected to your clients. And so that's really what boosting client loyalty is all about, because it literally starts before they even book an appointment with you, or before they even walk into your business, or before they even check in online, because you've got to stand out. Like, today's consumers want to know all about you before they even enter your business. I remember, like the good old days, right, where you would want to go buy a car. Buying a car today is a completely different experience. Like years ago, you were going to go buy a car, and half the fun of it, well, I'd say 90% of the fun of it, was really going to all the different car dealerships and, smelling the leather, smelling that new car smell, and seeing all the colors, and the cars were polished, and you test drive it, right? Today, it's a completely different experience. You shop online, and you go to one dealer, the dealer who has the car that you want at the best price. I mean, it literally is a completely different experience. So you got to have some online presence, because that's where people are shopping, online. And the consumer needs to see you, and they need to get what your experience is about digitally in minutes. Because if you can hook me digitally, then you know what? You have a 70% chance that I'm going to book online and come into your business. And, if you want loyal clients, then help them show up and help them be loyal. So, confirming appointments on their terms, meaning communicating to the clients on the very device that they are obsessed with. And people are obsessed with their smartphones today. Don't call me. Don't bother me. I don't need a phone call. Send me an email or send me a text. And if one of the biggest pushbacks that salon owners get from staff on why they don't rebook is because they think if they rebook their clients, they forget and they're not going to show up, then they've got no-shows, then they've got gaps, then they lose money. And you can, just by using this two-way confirmation method that Shortcuts uses, you can reduce your no-shows by 60%. I mean, that's insane that you wouldn't want to. And there's something so obvious about how you impress the client before they even enter your business, right? With this professional presence that you're expecting them. So again, if you're not using the confirmation manager and our confirmation tool, I'll give you details of how to connect with us to get that going. But I want to get back to boosting client loyalty, because boosting client loyalty means that you're gonna now use and depend technology to enhance the guest experience. And it's really interesting because I think, you know, most of the time whenever we get pushback with technology, it's because people think that technology is cold. People think that the clients, you know, they're missing that personal touch. And in reality, you know, using features that capture history and client information and what the client spends and what they like and what they don't like and what they drink and how they pay and what they buy, I mean, that to me enhances the experience. So being able, and you can't remember every detail, you know, and you're certainly not expected to, but when you're standing in the presence of the consumer, right, and you've got your tablet or you've got your smartphone, and you're able to back up in history and talk about what you guys talked about before and then present the solution for the problem they're having today, that's an incredible experience for the guest. And I think what we're going to see this year especially is the change in the checkout process. I think that we're going to start to see, you know, more of a checkout in the chair experience. The checkout process will be a little bit more seamless. It'll be more techy. Again, it'll be more digital. So I think that's really exciting with what's going on with iPay and Google Pay. Just stay tuned, because I think we're going to see some really exciting changes in this space. And then, you know, the communication doesn't stop once the client is left. When you're talking about building loyal clients, it's important that we continue that communication even after they've left. So how do you get feedback? You know, again, how do you measure the client satisfaction? And it's critical that you do, because the consumer, we know the consumer wants to give us feedback. So we got to take action on that feedback, right? Because this is a two-way communication that happens here. So I reach out to you and I say, hey, you know, love for you to give me a little bit of feedback on your last visit. So you send the feedback back to me, I read it, and, you know, I get a chance to respond back to you. So if there was anything that was missed, I get a chance to kind of circle back and clean up any mess or episode. And it just, you know, again, it makes it easier for the client to stay connected and stay in contact with you. And it will have a profound impact on your rebooking, because clients want to do business with businesses that care about the clients. And then, you know, digital marketing is so big right now, but you want to be smart about your approach. You know, no doubt people want to be communicated. They want to find that message in their inbox, in their email or text. But, you know, we know that mass marketing, so when you just generalize, when you send one message out to all of your clients, you know, you've got a low open rate of 22%. That, to me, that's a pretty low open rate, because, yes, you should be 40s and above. So we know that the email marketing that we use, because it's integrated with your database, right? You're collecting information, and we use that collected information. That information that you're putting in your database has certain triggers. So whether it's, you know, their birthday, or it's the anniversary of their first visit, or they haven't been in a couple weeks, or you haven't seen them in a couple months, or, you know, they just sent you a referral. Staying in contact with them and constantly marketing to the guest, but on their terms and relevant to who they are and what they do. That's what drives that 49% average open rate. So what is a loyalty program? I mean, this webinar is really about, you know, boosting client loyalty. So, you know, what is a loyalty program and what's it going to do for me? And we know that, you know, well, actually, loyalty, what loyalty programs do is it allows you to reward your clients. And it provides this enduring boost to your business and client relationships. It's kind of like a booster shot, right, for relationships. But the clients who enroll in a loyalty program, what happens is, they're going to collect points. So based on their visits and what they're spending, right, they start to accrue points or perks. And so therefore, I'm less inclined to cheat, right? Because what's happening is I'm building up a bank account. I'm building up an emotional bank account, yes, but I'm also building up a bank account that, it's viable. There's something there. I'll be able to spend it. I'll be able to get something free. So I'm not going to cheat as quickly on that because I'm invested. Like a really good example of what I think personally a good loyalty program is Kroger Supermarket. I belong to Kroger's loyalty program, and I get points for every dollar that I spend. And they know not just what I spend, but they know what I'm spending on. So they send me coupons. This is what I love about them. They send me coupons for products, right, that I'm already purchasing. That's why I don't use a lot of like those Valpak, those mass marketing coupons. Yeah, they're coupons, but it's stuff I don't buy. So it's not relevant. So what I love about Kroger is Kroger watches, right, collects that information and then there's a trigger that goes out because it knows that I should come back and get more of what I already want. And I'm going to move on because I think I beat that one to death. And we know that people that are involved in a loyalty program are going to send more referrals. I just 2 seconds ago gave Kroger a huge referral. And that's how it works. Like I feel that, I'm getting something out of it. So I'm kind of emotional. I'm kind of excited when I talk about it. And yeah, you're going to buy more. I do, because I know I'm saving. So therefore, I'm going to buy more. And also, there's this digital relationship. So Kroger's got an app. So I'm going to use an app. And if you're a salon owner, you should seriously think about looking at the Shortcuts app that we have out now, which is so cool because it's got everything right there. So if I'm part of your loyalty program, right, I'm going to be able to see my points right on the app. And so because when I'm sitting in the chair and I'm just kind of going, I wonder how many points I got. Ooh, I got 250 points. Yeah, give me those highlights in that treatment. So people say yes more often to additional services. So I got the team to buy in, and it's really important that when we talk about loyalty programs, you understand, and when I mean you, salon owner, salon manager, and staff, this is a team sport. Loyalty is a team sport. Like, it doesn't work when a salon owner builds a loyalty program and 2 people play. You got to get everybody to play because that's what really impacts. If you look at the bottom, an increase of 5% in retention can change your profit from anywhere from 25 to 85%. That's a big variance, 25 to 80. So what is it? Am I going to get 25% or am I going to get 80% profit? Well, I can't tell you that. That is 100% codependent on how well the team plays. But we do know that you can look your team members in the eye and tell them that, look, if you get your clients into a loyalty program, they're less inclined to leave you. And get this, they're less price sensitive. So you could have a client for 7, 8 to 15, 18 years, right? You could have them for any length of time. And through that, you should be raising your prices. Of course, you should. Your value could go up, right? So the clients, because they have that loyalty program, right, they're locked in with the points. They're not going to be as sensitive to price. They're loyal to you in the relationship. And So let's talk about how to, let's talk about how to reward loyalty, right? So just want to make sure that we covered all that. Yep. So let's talk about how to reward loyalty, because, you got everybody to buy in, and now you got to deliver, right? So the loyalty feature, Shortcuts loyalty module, it's really cool because it's totally automated, of course, but it's really sophisticated. I think that's why I like it. It's sophisticated in the approach. This is not about a BOGO. This is not a buy one, get one free. I mean, you can certainly do that, but that's not the concept here. You want to be able to provide flexible options to keep your clients coming back, but you don't want to lose money doing it. So we use a point system that allows you to reward your clients however you want to reward them, right, but based on what they're spending. So based on how much they play, which entices them to play more, right, they'll earn more. And you can do some really cool things, like you could say, hey, on Tuesdays from 1 to 4, because historically Tuesdays from 1 to 4, right, you are dead. So Tuesdays 1 to 4, double points, blah, blah. I mean, there's so many different combinations of that you could do. Or you could say, hey, you get 20 extra points if you pay with cash. And club members are eligible for certain discounts. So you could do, like, you could have a gold, you could have a silver, kind of like the airlines do. I think the airlines do that really well, right? They define the parameters of their club and what the eligible discounts are at each level. And then what's really cool is, again, you could use the app, right? So they could see their balance at all times. Or you could even automate sending them a digital communication that told them, hey, you were just upgraded, or, we see you're booked for this, this, and this on this date, and we want to secure your upgrade to add on a treatment. So there's some really cool things that you could do here. And then the last part that I wanted to talk about today, because we talked about why clients cheat, and we talked about, right, a loyalty program, which is the biggest way to combat clients from cheating on you. But the last piece that I want to talk about is really how do you know what your clients want? How do you know how they want their loyalty program to look like, how they want to play, how they feel about you? How do your clients feel about doing business with you? So ask yourself, are you losing customers? Are clients cheating on you? Because a typical business only hears from 4% of their dissatisfied customers. So that's pretty scary right there. If I'm only hearing from, look, I know I've got unhappy customers. That's the reality, right? But only 4% typically tell me that they're unhappy. That's pretty scary. So are you providing a means for letting them give you feedback? I mean, we don't live in a perfect world, right? So if you have the ability for the consumer to be able to communicate that, they're not happy about something, do you know if you can receive that complaint, turn it around, 70% of the time, that consumer will want to come back and do business with you again. But more importantly, we know that not only will they come back, they'll tell their friends. And telling their friends, it's the greatest story that people love to share, because there's a lot of drama going to a salon and having somebody screw up your hair. Come on. That's a really good, juicy story. So we know that an unhappy customer in the salon will tell an average of 8 to 16 people. That's a lot of people. If you had 10 unhappy people in your salon in 1 week, that's like 160 people talking about, how poor the experience is in your business. That's scary. And then, of course, there's always that, 20%, that top 10, right, that's going to tell everybody that they know. But the problem is today it's not word of mouth, it's world of mouth. So the first thing they do is they jump on Facebook. And if one of those unhappy customers happens to have 1,500 Facebook friends, your name is toast. And I don't mean to drill on the unhappy customer, because you have more happy customers than you have unhappy customers. But here's the thing: they only tell 3 people. Like, my God, how do you take the microphone out of the unhappy customer and put it in the hand of the happy customer? So that's really why Shortcuts created Spotlight, the client review platform, because it gives clients the ability, right, to give honest feedback. And it doesn't have to be to your face. It can be in this safe environment, right, where they're asked 5 simple questions. You don't have to fill out that. Whenever Delta sends me their survey, it's like 15 questions on perhaps the smallest font ever known to man. And I just don't do it because, frankly, it's not easy to do. Believe me, I have feedback I would love to give to the airlines. So you want to make it comfortable. You want to make it easy. And then what you do is, once you get that feedback, good, bad, or indifferent, so you want to publish the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because, again, taking that poor experience that your client had and turning it into something positive gets that client to come back 70% of the time. And so, you know, the greatest secret in this business is that you don't build your clientele. Your clientele builds your clientele. So give them the platform to do so. People are looking. People, like Style Seat said, 91% of consumers are searching. And you know what? They're searching online. They're actually going into the browser and typing highlights, Farmington Hills, Michigan, or wherever you are. And based on what makes you populate at the top of that list is the online chatter that people have about you. So it's the ratings, the number of stars that you get. Yay, you're clean, I'm happy, I love it. And then that personal comment. Because, you know, these search engines don't send business to businesses that are in business of providing bad business, if you get what I'm saying. So let's boil this down. Fact, clients will leave you. As a matter of fact, 20% of your clients will leave you in 2015. No fault to you, no fault to me. It's a fact. But you have more control over clients cheating and leaving than you think. As a matter of fact, 68% of them leave because they're not comfortable with the attitude or the indifference. Use technology to change the way you communicate. And if you're not communicating, just use technology to communicate. And you do it before they come in, while they're in, and after they leave. So in other words, you are always plugged into your client, and you're plugged in on the device that the consumer is obsessed with. And so there's like, what, 6.5 billion people on this planet, and almost 5 billion of them own a smartphone. And don't be the last to know how people feel about doing business with you, because you can do something about it. So, you know, a dissatisfied customer in my book, it's a golden opportunity to turn them into a raging fan. And a satisfied customer could be the best marketing tool that you have this year. You don't have to spend those big bucks. Just get the people that are happy out online on Facebook, Twitter, chatting about you. 55% of all consumers share their purchases. So why wouldn't they share your story? So look, guys, if there's anything that happened today on the webinar that, you know, you're not a Shortcuts client, you want a little bit more information, you're liking what you're hearing, give us a call, shoot us an email, somebody will reach out. If you are a Shortcuts existing client, welcome back to the webinars if this is not your first time. And, you know, maybe you want a little bit more information how you can beef up what you're already doing. Again, give us a call. We'd love to help you. Hey, my name is Debbie Miller. It's been an absolute pleasure sharing Boosting Client Loyalty with you today. This webinar is recorded. You'll be able to share it with the rest of your team. If they weren't with you today, you'll be able to listen to it again if that's what you like. We'll have the link posted on the website shortly. Any questions, please reach out via Facebook. We'll get, let's get an online conversation going. I think we can, you know, create some really cool ideas here. But it's been a pleasure. I look forward to talking with you again. Thanks, everyone. Bye.